Dino Bob here. Hey, we got to follow up on that Raptor build, and let's go over what we've done. On the first part of this series, you've seen what we talked about we were going to do. We were going to port the blower, do a throttle body, do a custom intake, venom cooler. So let's go over it now. We'll start with the porting side of it. And these, a lot of these Roush blowers, you know, some of these that come out, they start like an oval shape. Right there, you can see sort of the pattern. And what we do is we bring it down all the way down here. We want to get this line of sight, this air charge line of sight opened up over there. And a lot of the new blowers you see are made that way and go in that direction too. So anyway, we did the stage 8 porting, which you can see which turned out really good. We also did some work on the discharge area, but you can really see the difference of the opening and just where the air charge is directed. So, and what we showed you last time, I don't know if you had a good picture of it, but these plenums are very shut down. We called the builder and we did ask him, you know, what was under here? Because we haven't had a Raptor in here, and this was really, really down. Probably, the opening was only half the size. So, okay, so we were discussing this, you know, that it may have clearance problems. And the shop said that they would handle it, it wouldn't be a big deal. So we actually cut the bottom out, plated it in, you know, and got our shape and increased the volume, like doubled it. So we're looking for good things from here. And how we do this, these and all TVSs and the more modern blowers you see are sealed by an O-ring. Well, what we do is we actually weld that in, machine this flat, and then we make our own gaskets, you know, to get this shape and get that air charge the direction we want to go. So I wanted to show you before I painted it, because usually when we get done, it's like, did they do anything at all? All these plenums I do, they're a lot of work. And but we do such a good job when they're finished. Maybe you don't know everything we did, other than if maybe you measured it before and after. So we're pretty proud of these, and this is pretty awesome. So that's the plenum. That's the blower port. Now Kurt can paint this, you know, he's been holding him up. I got the throttle. Let's go to the throttle body. That's right in front of me. So we talked about this. You know, a lot of people get these Ford racing throttle bodies, and they're like, well, you know, can we really do anything? Well, yeah, we can, because what we end up doing is we end up cutting that throttle shaft in half. Can you see that, Deanna? So that'll increase the area there. Whenever you take material out of there, it's the same if you were just putting a bigger butterfly in. So we'll pick up a couple hundred CFM there. We also profile this and round it and smooth it. Now most cars, they seem like the air is sort of coming in, you know, at an angle. Maybe this is at a 45-degree shot, and so the air is kind of coming in at somewhat of an angle. So we really want to take a lot of this divider out, and we do it a little differently. But this particular one has the air shot straight at it, so the Raptor's a little different, so, but it still turns out super, as you can see. So that's it on this Ford Racing throttle body. On a side note, when you put these back together, you got to set the throttle position sensor, and these things, we set them up at like 1.27 volts, but they can go into a limp mode, you know, if they're below 119 or they're above 131. So it is pretty critical. Also, on some of your aftermarket ones, the gears, they really got to be smooth. But this Ford racing stuff, you know, factory stuff, it comes with the motor, it comes all set up. So, but I don't have any problem with those. And you can also get a single blade also, but these work very, very good. So that's that. So we covered the porting, we covered the massive plenum, and we covered the throttle body. So now we'll go to the front of the blower, and let's talk about the venom cooler. Because we talked about, you know, how these trucks off-road, and you know, they get crazy and they're going to build a lot of heat. So what we do, and we've done this for years, is what we do is a venom cooler. And the venom cooler is, this particular one is this ring around here. And let me get I'm going to step out of the picture for a second. Yeah, I'll keep shooting. And what happens is we circulate water around that casting on that front drive. And if you notice, if you look back at the first part of this series, you'll notice that this front drive has big fins. Just big fins went all the way around it. It also has this alternator position where it bolts on right here. The alternator goes here. Part of the casting where it bolts to. So what we did, we machined all the fins off, and you can see this, Deanna. We did that, and then we had to split this ring. Now you'll see these rings on all those GT500 coolers when we use the ring. But this one had to be split to get around the alternator mount. So we machined the fins off, split the ring, heli-arced it on, pressure tested it, surface and everything. So, I mean, it looks factory. I don't know if the light's helping much, but pretty proud of those. And what it's going to do, it's going to run off your intercooler system. And let's say, like, here's where his hoses come out of his aftercooler, underneath that blower. That cools the air charge. So you can see your lines would probably sit like this. But maybe to give you a little more detailed shot of what's going on here, he only sent me one of these water outlets. But on these Raptors and all you guys, they come out the same spot at the same angle. So when you get these Venom cooler kits, they'll come with some fittings like this, and this is what you splice into your hose. You'll cut that intercooler line coming off your lower, and you'll put this in. It'll come with clamps. Boom. So let's say your line's coming off here. We splice our line. Boom. And then we put this in. These are push locks. These are super. So when this is set up, and the line's really not cut to length, but you kind of get the idea that just how slick this can be. Boom. So here's one line, and it's running off your intercooler pump. So the pressure is coming out of here, and you have an inlet and an outlet, and it's circulating water around the nose, around the front drive of this blower. And all the heat's generated from gear mesh and bearing load. So your heat's generated from the front. So what we're going to do, it's going to be like an engine block. We're circulating cool water, just like an engine block. And it'll take 100 degrees out of it. And it's very simple. It probably weighs less than a pound and takes 0 horsepower to operate. So it's a win-win situation. So here's one line here, boom, and then the other line I'll do, the same thing. It'll be actually right here. It's going to be super neat. So these fittings, we have them in swivels, straights, whatever, but this is going to be a super slick deal. And it's the first cooled Raptor. So there we go on the Venom cooler. And if you have any questions, call me. Very simple, but we're basically making an engine block out of the front drive, taking 100 degrees out. Can't lose. So, okay, let's go to the custom pulley. Now this guy, this Raptor comes with a 6-groove pulley system, which we all know that don't grip too great. So this guy, the builder said, hey, we're getting the 8-rib system, but we don't have an upper pulley. I said, well, we'll take care of that. So we got a 239 pulley, you see here, and we made a custom hub for it. We got it in its right position, and it's super gripped. Or we call that a constrictor grip pulley. Get the grip. So what we do is we actually reprofile these grooves to get the belt just to lock all the way in there, like get a lot of rubber in there, just super tight. So you'll get quicker boost. It won't fall off. It's just fantastic. Usually it'll pick up a pound and a half of boost for sure, if not 2 pounds. So we got that on there. And all of our pulleys come Suzuki yellow, anodized. And from there, we're going to port the lower intake. Now that I don't have done yet, so I can't show you, but it is a 3-part series. So hopefully we have time. I'll get this done today, and we'll do a real short clip of just what that's going to look like on the 6.2. So there you have it. You know, the Super Raptor set up by Stigemeyer. So if you have any questions, give us a buzz. We will be getting feedback from this company, which will be exciting, you know, before and after power shots and that, I guess. So Anyway, stay tuned, and I hope you're enjoying it, and catch you on that last spot on the lower. Okay, thanks. Another thing I'd like to add on this Stage A Plus Raptor build, a lot of people say, well, how much power is it going to make? What's going to happen? Well, this is going to be 100 horsepower. So it's really not that costly, and it's 100 horsepower to your Raptor, which is going to go a long ways at spinning those big tires. So keep that in mind.